Tonight we talk remodeling, traditional frame homes, quaint log cabins, more importantly, spiritual remodeling. The owner of the Pink Toolbelt, Mary Dodd, is our guest tonight on Bible Radio, which incidentally starts right now.
So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word of my mouth, and warn them from me.
Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Middle Tennessee and examining current events from a biblical perspective, this is Bible News Radio with your hosts, Randall and Stacy Harp.
Okay, hey everybody, want to welcome you to tonight's episode of Bible News Radio. I don't know about you, but I get the coolest people on our show in the whole entire universe, and it's because God rocks, just so you know. Anyway, so hey, I want to welcome you all to the show and ask that if you have a moment to share this out, please do. I know you can share it on Twitter and Facebook. And you can invite all of your followers if you don't want to share it on Twitter and increase my crowd score, just so you know. Also, let's see, what else was I going to tell you? If you're a replay viewer, you know, I always forget to thank you for coming on the replay. But I want to say thank you for being on the replay. And as Pastor Pete always says, the hearts matter on the replay too, just so you know. And we're close to 12 million hearts, people, which means that when we get 12 million, I'm going to do another giveaway and you'll want to win it, just so you know. All right. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming in tonight. We have a really interesting guest. I think all of our guests are cool, but this is cool, super cool to me, because this is the first time in the history of 12 years of me doing broadcasting, and I've interviewed thousands of people by now. This is the first time I've interviewed a female carpenter. Yeah, a woman carpenter. You know what? You know why? Because I never had a book that a female woman carpenter wrote before until now. And just so you know, now I do. And I jumped on it when I saw it because I have so many of you guys in our audience who do it yourself. Like Vicky and Mia and Melanie and other people. You guys do everything yourself. Put your husbands to shame, some of you. But actually, I don't know if that's really true or not. I just made that up. But anyway, I do know that Vicky, she does ridiculous things with tools. And Mia, she just showed off some stuff on Marco Polo to me a few minutes ago. So, just so you know. Anyway, so my guest is Mary Dodd. And you can go to her website, marydodd.com. That's MaryDodd.com. marydodd.com. And we're going to talk about her book, the brand new book. It's called The Pink Toolbelt, Spiritual Remodeling for Women. I think it's something like that.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. So hey, anyway, I'm going to have Mary come on and welcome Mary. Everybody, welcome Mary to the show.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
You're welcome. Hey, you know what? First of all, you're super cool because you love to use tools. Do you use power tools too?
I do. Chop saws and sawzalls, all those things.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get nervous when I watch my husband use tools.
Yes.
I might get nervous.
The only tool that scares me is the circular saws, where you're holding it and the blade's doing that. That one scares me a little bit, but I muscle through it.
Yeah, my brother, I actually have an older brother who did woodworking in high school, and he actually cut off the top part of his thumb with one of those.
Oh, yucky.
Yeah. It was the opening night of the Cosby Show on TV. I'll never forget the night because it was the opening night, and yeah, poor thing. But anyway, yeah. So there's the hazards, right? We don't want to start there though. First thing I want to do is welcome you to the show. But I also want to say thank you for coming on. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and I'm sure like you're like most women in the universe on Thanksgiving Eve. You're like really tired or something, right? So
yep, a busy day, but I love it. It's great.
Is that your favorite holiday, Thanksgiving?
Well, I do like to eat, so we'll just say yes.
I mean, Easter's my favorite holiday. It
Is
doesn't.
it? Okay.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean,
Pecan pie just pulls at me, so I'll stick with Thanksgiving. I'll
yeah.
do that.
Okay, that's good to know. I actually like apple pie.
Oh, okay. Yep. It's my mom's favorite too.
Really?
Hot with a little ice cream on top.
And cheese.
Oh, yes, she does cheese
Yep.
too. That is weird.
Yep. Isn't it good?
What?
It's really good.
Well, I've never tried it. It always seemed a little strange to me. What is it about cheese that makes it good?
Yeah, you put like cheddar cheese on top of your pie and you melt it just a little teeny weeny bit. And it's really good. And, another way you can try it if you don't want to do it that way is just take a bite of an apple and a bite of cheese at the same time.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I'm gonna have to try it now.
The weirdest thing is this has nothing to do with your book, but
No, not at all.
Seeing as
No.
we brought food up, here's the thing. I didn't grow up with my grandma. This is a fun memory. I don't know if it's fun, but this is a funny memory to me. I didn't grow up with my grandmother. Either one, actually. And I remember talking to her about hot dogs and how I always put ketchup on hot dogs. Hey, Kim, nice to see you, a.k.a. Skittles. And Jeff, hey, Jeff, nice to see you too. Anyway, and so I told my grandma that I put ketchup on my hot dog. And, I mean, you would have thought that I committed the fifth unpardonable sin or something. Because she's like, no, hot dogs are only for mustard people.
Oh,
And,
funny.
and I thought, it was really weird in upstate New York, where I was born, there was French fries and gravy, right?
Oh.
But in California, you wouldn't dare put gravy on French fries. And yet, I have to tell you this, it's one of my favorite things ever is gravy and French fries. But I don't eat it very often.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, I'm going to have to try 2 new things.
Yeah, you should try it. It's really good.
Okay, I will.
It'll make you fat, but well, the cheese won't. The cheese and the apple won't make you fat. The gravy and the French fries might make you fat, but
Yeah, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
but you're a carpenter, so you work it off.
Yeah. We hope.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your background and like how did you get into, the field of carpentry, because it's not every day. Most women
Yeah.
are in the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so it started earlier with my 2 brothers. I have a big family, but my 2 brothers, we just started building a lot of tree houses, a lot of dog houses, a lot of fun things. And then Dad built the house that we lived in, and there was always, projects around the home to do. So, so I followed him around, and he really started teaching me the tools of the trade and just how to think mechanically. And but then out of college, I joined up with a construction crew, and we traveled all over the United States. We would tear down a silo, we would move it to a new farm, and then rebuild it. Those big blue silos that you see. So that was my first job, actually, and my first real adventure into construction. But then I married, and we had our children, and my husband started a construction company. And so when our kids were little, I stayed home and did the office and, did all of the paperwork and things like that. When they were growing, I joined the crew and I helped out with the crew, and we specialized in log homes, but we built frame homes and barns and riding arenas and remodeling and all sorts of things. So that's my background.
Oh, see, that's very cool. Hey, by the way, I want to say hi to Bethany too. Hi, Bethany. I know who you are. You're the daughter, right, of Jeff and Kim. I met these guys yesterday. They drove from Ohio through Tennessee to meet us on their way to some other state. Mark, yeah, right, came into the room too. Hey, Mark, right, yeah, right. Hello. And hey, everybody. Nice to see you guys. Glad you're here. We have a female girl carpenter superhero tonight on the show, just so you know. And, I have to let you know, we're talking about her new book, The Pink Toolbelt. Okay, so this is cool. So basically, you were taught by your dad the tools of the trade. So I have a question. Like, did he give you? Wait, first of all, are you the only girl in your family, or do you have all brothers?
I have 2 brothers and 5 sisters.
Ah, are you the only carpenter for a girl?
Yeah, well, I have one sister who is a lot like me. She'll get in there and figure it out and build. And her husband is also a carpenter, so
Okay.
they do
Are
stuff.
are you the firstborn girl?
Nope, I am number, what am I? Of the kids, I am number 5.
You're number 5? Wow.
Yeah, not of the girls. There's 2 boys in that mix. So of the girls, I'm the 3rd girl.
You're the baby then, right? Or close to it.
I have two younger.
Oh. You
Yeah.
have 2 younger. Okay, and then you have. Oh, wait a minute. So are you in the middle?
I am. Yep, I'm number 5 child. It's a brother, or a brother, a sister, a brother, a sister, then me, and then 2 sisters.
Wow, you got a big family. Which I know
Yep.
I know you already said that, but
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, I sure do.
that's cool. Okay, so all right. So what was the first tool your dad gave you as a present?
Oh, as a present,
Yeah, I'm just curious.
probably nothing.
Nothing.
No, not as a gift. That is a really good question. Well, oh, actually, I did. I got his hammer. He gave me his old hammer.
Aw.
And then he also gave me some old tools that, not power tools, but they worked mechanically like a screw. If you did that, it would. So I got some old stuff from him.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they are treasures. I have them.
Yeah. See, I just recently, about 2 years ago, maybe it was 3, 2.5, 3 years ago, bought my very first toolkit and my very first hammer ever.
Okay. That's awesome.
But-
Does she have a name?
Do I have what?
Did you name your hammer?
I didn't. But you know why I bought it? I bought it because I started metal stamping, which is a weird hobby. But
Oh, wow.
do you know what that is? It's where you get a little stamp thing with a image on it, and then you get metal, and then you use the hammer to stamp into the metal. It's like what you make dog tags with and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. That is really neat.
But I have I have to tell you though, I bought my very first toolbox.
Okay.
I felt so tough, just so you know.
Yeah. Well, you got to kind of keep your tools because they disappear. So
I know.
you're
I
in a
had
good
to,
safe place.
I had to hide it from my husband. I was like, hey, don't be using my toolbox. Anyway. Okay, so no, in all seriousness, well, I am serious, but so you wrote a book called The Pink Toolbox, Spiritual Remodeling for Women. Okay, so you narrowed your book down to women. So if you're a
Yes.
man, you don't have to listen to the show. Just so you know, this is only about girls. But no, I'm just kidding. So tell me a little bit about your book, why you wrote it,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
all that.
Well, because of my construction background, I could see the connections between physical remodeling and spiritually remodeling. So, for instance, if you want to physically remodel something in your home, you would identify whatever it is that you're unhappy with, and you would tear it out and you would replace it with something better. And so the same is true for spiritual remodeling. You would identify those things in your life that you're unhappy with, or things that are causing you unhappiness and chaos, stress, anxiety. You tear them out and you replace them with something better. But in this case, you would replace them with Christ-like components, things that look like Christ. So that's what Pink Toolbelt is all about. It really is becoming a true disciple of Christ, becoming a mirror image of Christ, and not just a blanket statement, but looking at every little area of your life and making it look like Christ.
So I have to ask, because Jesus was known to be a carpenter's son and also a carpenter, what is it you've learned about the Lord by doing the work that he did?
Oh, wow. Well, that, when you're building something, you you think ahead, like, you know, if I do this, it's going to affect this. So I better make sure that I do this right, so my end result is better.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So if you do, like, give me an example of something, like give me an example of something that you would build, and like walk me through the process of how you would think. I don't know, like a picture frame. Have you built a picture frame or something like that, or
Okay,
I mean,
well,
you built houses.
yeah. Well, okay. So, so you, when you're building homes, so you have your foundation, and then you put your floor joists in, and your plywood. So you got a subfloor, and then when you're building your walls, not only do they have to be level, but they also have to be square. So you're always checking for squareness, because if they're not square, when you go to put your second floor or your roof in, you will have trouble. and you know, you have to unbuild things, or you gotta figure out how to make it square. And so, you know, that's just kind of life. You know, your words, let's just talk, for instance, your words. If I say this word to my husband, and it's not a very Christ-like word, in the end, further down, I'm actually destroying my home, my marriage, you know. So that really is Pink Toolbelt just dissects your life and dissects those little areas and remodels those. So we'll just talk about words, for instance. If I started listening to the words that I said, because I was convicted that I needed to be like Jesus in every area of my life.
Right.
And so words, it wasn't the first thing that I remodeled, but it was right up there, real close to the beginning. And I just was listening to the words I said, and they were not very much like Christ. They were judgmental, and they were negative, and they tore down my marriage. And my words were really contributing to a lot of the pain that I was having in my life. Just like, you know, when you're remodeling a home and you're identifying those things that are making you unhappy, a spiritual remodel, you identify those things that are making you unhappy. My words were causing a lot of unhappiness. So when I asked the Holy Spirit to help me, and I did a spiritual remodel on the words that I spoke, I put a Jesus filter on the words I spoke. If it was not like Christ, I had to tear it out, and I had to replace it with Christ-like words. And you know, that really started to change some circumstances that were rough in my life. And it really started to heal my marriage and heal relationships. And so that was just one little tiny area of a remodel that I did.
That's very cool. You know, the Lord showed me a while back. I remember when I was a younger believer, I had a friend of mine encourage me to memorize, I think it's Ephesians 4 something. I don't remember what verse. I think it's 32, but I'm not positive. But it's the verse that says, "Let no unwholesome word proceed out of your mouth, but only such a word that's good for edification, according to the need of the moment, so that it would give grace to those who hear." And I memorized that because I had a problem with saying bad words at one point. Not really bad words, but, you know, I was very angry at one point. And she encouraged me to memorize that verse. And it was only a couple of years ago when I read this. Hi, Denise. Nice to see you. I sent you a Marco Polo, just so you know, in case you didn't get it. Anyway, and Liz. Hi, Liz. And James. Hi, James. And everybody else that came in. So here's the thing. So that it might give grace to those who hear, right? That's the end part of that. You also hear your words. And I never applied it to the fact that I heard that when I speak edifying words, it gives grace to me as well. not just to the other person. And so it is true that, you know, I mean, you confess you're judgmental, just so you know.
Yeah.
I am too.
Yeah.
I try not to be. I have one friend who tells me how judgmental I am all the time. I don't think they realize how judgmental they're being when they tell me that I'm being judgmental. But anyway, it's kind of ironic, actually. But you know, it's true, because the Bible talks about in James, you know, that the tongue is, you know, it can set things on fire, right?
Yes.
Life and death are in the power of the tongue. I think it is Proverbs that says that. So,
hard to control.
yeah. So, hey, if you guys just came in, just so you know, my guest is Mary Dodd. She's a carpenter. She has a brand new book called The Pink Toolbelt, because she's a girl, just so you know. And could you imagine a guy wearing a pink tool belt? That would be funny.
That would be scary.
Hello. Hey, you want to know what's really funny? I was at Walmart earlier today, and I actually met a guy named Brutus, right? Bluto. Okay, now this is a true story. Okay, you guys, you can meet a lot of weird people in Tennessee, right? Not that Bluto is weird, but what was funny was it was on his shirt. And I went up to him and I said, Bluto, is that your real name? And he's like, no. He goes, remember Popeye though? And Bluto. Yeah, I couldn't see him wearing a pink tool belt, just so you know. And no, Popeye was not nearby, Melanie, just so you know. But anyway. Okay, so in all seriousness now, let's get back to the serious book interview. Okay, so marydodd.com is your website. What will people find on your website?
Oh, well, some articles about how to spiritual remodel. I also have a blog on there that I sometimes take excerpts from my book and put in the blog. Just a lot of different things as I grow and learn in spiritual remodeling. I share those. I also am giving away a free book. So if you go to my site, in exchange for your email, you give me your address and I will send you out a book. So that's a great, they make great Christmas gifts. They're a great devotional if you need that for your life, or anybody that you know who loves devotionals. So marydodd.com. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love for you to visit.
Okay, I just want to make sure I heard you right. Did you say that if they go sign up for your email, you're going to draw a name and somebody will win a book, or you're going to give everybody a book?
I will give you a free book. Yep.
All right, you hear that, people? So you want a free book? Go to her website and get it. Okay, so...
And if you want a free book, I would love if you gave me a great review, or just even a good review. Not that you have to, but I would really love to give you a book. I would appreciate that. Yeah,
and you know what, you guys, you should get it, because I don't have mine. Hey, but this is a devotional, right? So tell everybody why you wrote it as a devotional, because I love devotionals. That's part of the reason I wanted to have you on, because I was like, ooh, this is a devotional for girls and boys. If you don't, nope, I'm sure a boy can benefit, but...
Yes. Well, so about, I don't know, several years ago, I was just in a really, really hard place in my life. My marriage was on its last leg, and 3 of my 5 children, excuse me, were seriously rebelling, getting into drugs, and one to rehab, and one child ran away. I just was really desperate. I'm really sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Happens to me all the time.
Yeah. And it's the allergies. I got some allergies. But I just felt like everything that I worked so hard to build as an adult was literally crumbling around me. And I didn't know what to do except pray. And so I was praying, and I heard the Father say, you can trust Jesus, be like him. And that shocked me a little bit, because I've been a Christian for a long, long time, and I thought I was being like him. But when I started to look at different areas of my life, I realized that I was not like him. And those areas that I was not like him, that was really contributing to a lot of the unhappiness and a lot of the chaos and relationship failure. And so I applied that, trust Jesus, be like him. I applied it to every area of my life. And it slowly changed, and it healed my marriage. And I still have circumstances that are unchanged, but my perspective and my attitude has changed, and I can see through, the trouble. I can see through and just trust the Lord that, he's got this. And so because of the change in my life, and because it was just such a needed thing at the time, and it really got me through, and it really got me on a good track, I just want to share this with other women, because I know there's millions of women hurting, millions of women in hard marriages, millions of women like me who have millennials kids who are abandoning their faith and, choosing atheism and all of that, politically correct life. And that's hard. And when we trust Christ and we really cling to him, and we really just strive and work hard to be like him, there is so much blessing in that, and there is so much healing in that, and there's peace. There's just peace, and that's what the Pink Tool Belt is all about. Working through that chaos to find that peace, to rest in the Father.
Amen. Well, it's funny. I was talking to somebody earlier today who was talking about the holidays, right? Holidays trigger people big time. I mean, they just do. Hi, Angie. By the way, Angie, I forgot to say hi to you yesterday during the show. Sorry. I didn't see you come in. So I wanted to give you 2 highs today, just so you know. Hi. Hello. Anyway, yeah, and Sandy Jean, hello. Anyway, SRVG1, hello. Hello, everybody. Hey, if I didn't say hi to you, just so you know, it might not be because I didn't see you. Or maybe I did see you. I can't remember. Technically, I can't see any of you. And hello, guest Mary. No worries. Okay, Olivia. Sorry. You know what? You might want to change your name and just put Olivia. Then I'll remember. Because I'm middle-aged, man. I'm almost 50. You got to give me a break, okay? All right, anyway. But anyway, the holidays, back to that, are a hard time. And, they give us the opportunity to be more like the Lord, because often we're around difficult people. And it's interesting because, one of the things I appreciate about you is that you have a heart to disciple. And I don't think the church, by and large, actually abdicates a whole lot of discipleship. I think the American church in particular tends to be an entertainment center, and often parents drop their kids off because they don't want anything to do with them for an hour or two, and it's their free babysitter. And so there's no Bible memory going on. There's no real Bible training going on. The Bible studies are by and large fluffy. They're not Christ-centered, most of them. I know I'm being critical. I don't mean to be, but I'm just being honest, because making disciples,
we're in that shape.
Making disciples is hard.
Yeah.
Jesus hung out with the men for quite some time, right?
Yeah.
He didn't build a mega church.
No. Well, you know what I think? I've seen this so often too, is that, when you say you got to work hard, that's like, oh, we're not supposed to work. We're supposed to let the Holy Spirit do it all.
Yeah.
But that's not true. We partner with the Holy Spirit, and we work through life. And, in Revelations 19:7, it says the bride has made herself ready. And, that's work, getting yourself ready for the groom, becoming like him.
It's very true.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting is, think about this too. This is just stuff kind of on a tangent. You know how many people don't like to go to weddings?
Men.
A lot of people. Actually, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't like to go. Oh, I can't believe you're going to make me go to this wedding. Blah. Oh, I got to get
Yeah.
dressed up, go hang out at that church. Blah. You know, have
Yeah.
that lousy food. If we feel that way about the wedding here, think about it. I mean, we're ultimately preparing to go to the ultimate wedding feast, right?
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
the bride. And you love weddings, free food, and romance. Okay. And an open bar. Angie, you're so funny. By the way, Angie, if you just came in, which I know you did, Mary said if you go to her website, marydodd.com, and request a book, she'll give it to you for free. You're talking the hardcover, you're the actual book, right? Not a Kindle, but
Yeah. Nope. The book. I'll
Yeah.
send it to you.
and then if you would be so kind as to write a review on Amazon or something like that, you know, that would help
That would
her.
be great.
That would actually help her out a lot, just so you know.
Yep.
And I think all of you who are in here should do that. You know? Yeah. Seriously. Do we have
Yes,
the
I would
coolest,
appreciate it. Thank you.
we have the coolest guest ever. Okay.
And I'm gonna just. I was over here looking at the website, eavesdropping.
Oh.
You know, looking at the website, clicking all sorts of buttons and stuff like that. And anyway, I notice here on the website, which I'll bring up, it says request your free autographed copy.
Oh,
of the
yes,
Pink
that's
Dodd.
right. I forgot. Yes, I will autograph it.
That's amazing.
Yep. Yep. I would be very happy to do that. And I appreciate, putting the word out.
Do I get a free autograph copy?
Yes. I'll get you one for
Just go to the
sure.
website and register.
I have your address, so I will send it to you. You don't have to email it.
That's okay. I get to talk with the author. How cool is that? Okay. All right. Wait. I have to take a break though. Okay, everybody, we're gonna take our break. If you don't mind, don't leave, because right after our break, we'll be right back with the beautiful, the wonderful, the carpenter, marydodd.com. Well, you can go. Her name isn't marydodd.com, but you know what I'm saying. Just go to marydodd.com. And don't forget, also go to Ariel Ministries. Go to ariel.org, ariel.org. That means the Lion of Judah, right?
A line of God.
I always mess it up. The Lion of God. That's what Ariel means in Hebrew. In case you can't see the Hebrew right there on there, that's what it is. It's Hebrew. Anyway, you can go and you can save 20% when you use the coupon code Bible News. So they'll know that you're coming from our show. And you can get the book Life of the Messiah from Messianic Jewish Perspective. You can get the abridged version of it. This is the short version. This is the one book thingy there. There's four. There's three or four.
There's 4 in the complete series.
There's 4 in the
volumes.
complete series. You can hear my producer whispering into my ear, huh?
Whisper.
Hey, just so you know, there's 4 in the series of the regular book. Anyway, and yeah. But if you don't want to get all 4, get that one and get the Harmony of the Gospels. That's right. You can save 15% if you go to ariel.org. But if you're smart and a wise shopper, you'll save 20% when you go there and use Bible News as a coupon code. All right. Also, I want to thank all of our pillars of the community. We got a couple of them in our room. Thank you for those hearts, pillars of the community. You guys that are down there who donate $25 a month or more to me and Bareface so that we can eat. We really appreciate that. Your donation helps us to continue our daily work because you know it. We're here every single day of our life. Teaching the gospel, discipling believers, evangelizing the whole entire world. I know the two of us are everywhere. You just don't see us. Anyway, we also have the most awesome guests on Periscope and all over the world on our show. Just like today, we got Mary, just so you know. Anyway, if you want to become a pillar of the community and have a lot of fun with us, go to BibleNewsRadio.com/give and you can donate there. All right. If you need help because you don't know how to do this, let me know because I want to help you give to us because it's important. All right. What else is I going to tell you? Stop lying to yourself, people. Did you know that I did a Bible course called Stop Lying to Yourself? Your secrets are not secret. What you're missing because of your secrets. Uh-huh. Do you know that in the book of Jonah, Jonah says something extremely profound when he was inside the big fish? And that's actually the secret. It's the apex. It's the, well, I'm not going to say that word. It's the main point of this course about David and Nathan, who busted David. Mm-hmm. Have you ever had somebody bust you that God sent to you? That's what this Bible study is about. It's $29 if you go to bit.ly/BNR Classroom. That stands for Bible News Radio Classroom, BNR Classroom. You can purchase it there. It's evergreen. It's over 2 hours long. There's 6 lessons. You get handouts and everything. I wrote it. You'll love it. It took me 20 hours to do it, and $80 investment in product and all that other stuff. So if you want to support Bible News Radio, get our course.
Do you offer anything for weekly inspiration to move close forward?
That was the next thing I was going to mention. You know what? If you're feeling stuck, like a nail inside of a piece of wood that you can't get out unless you use the hammer claw, you know, which you have to pull. And sometimes it bends and that gets stuck. Anyway, if you're stuck and you want to get unstuck, you like how I use that, Mary? Huh? Yeah, great analogy, huh? Anyway, if you... if you're stuck, join the Unstuck Club. Yeah, I came up with that, just so you know. This is weekly inspiration that moves you forward. Not backwards, forward. And you guys love it. I know you do, because you already told me that. This is free. All you gotta do is go over to bit.ly/Unstuck Club, join it. And every week, for the most part, I put in a small, short, half-hour devotion stuff and video. And I give you tips on how to move forward. Not only because I can do that, but because I have a clinical background as a marriage and family therapist, and I use all that knowledge to help you get unstuck. So join the Unstuck Club. And by the way, if those of you who are in the Unstuck Club want to write me a review about how awesome it is and send it to me, do it. Because then I'll use it for you. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Or if you, only good reviews. I don't want any negative. So, you know, if you think it sucks, don't write me a review. All right. And let's see what else. I think that's it. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, aka Turkey Day. You know, make sure that after you eat your turkey, you take a nap because you're going to be tired because of all the tryptophan in there or whatever that stuff's called. Make sure you drive safe, people. Because, you know, there's a lot of crazy people that drive it on Thanksgiving. You want to live to see the day after. So you can go shopping. All right? Okay. Is that it?
I believe so.
Okay, that's it. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to our show. We have an awesome guest. MaryDodd.com is the website to go to get your free book, The Pink Toolbelt, Spiritual Remodeling for Women. This is a devotional book written by our actual real carpenter who happens to be a girl. An awesome girl. Beautiful, smart, intelligent, family-oriented. She rocks. I love her, just so you know. Anyway, she's our guest. And anyway, welcome back. I missed you, just so you know.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so let's see. You know, I have some A-list guest questions I can ask you. Do you want me to ask you those?
Go for it.
All right. Okay, so these have nothing to do with your book, but this will dig deeper into who you are as a person. All right.
Okay, all right.
And I am curious because you are a carpenter, so I'm wondering how some of these will actually fit. Okay, so the first question is magnets. Do you have any on your refrigerator?
I do. I have some.
Do you have any of tools on your fridge?
Ooh, no tools.
Really?
Nope. I just got little round ones and they're holding up artwork. I have 4 little grandsons, so I have a lot of grandson artwork on there.
Do you have any alphabet magnets? Like, you know?
No, I think I have a kitty cat and a lighthouse. That may be it.
I have a lighthouse magnet.
Do you? Okay.
I actually do. Trying to remember where I got it. Can't remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a date on it, but I couldn't tell you.
Huh. Okay. So that's something new we learned about you, is that you don't have any tool magnets. How come? Do they not make them?
I have never seen one.
Actually, I have a Christmas ornament with a drill and a mouse.
Oh, funny.
Uh-huh. All right.
Now, I'm going to have to look for magnets, eat apple pie with cheese, and the other one, play pickle tennis.
Pickleball. Okay. All right. You're gonna go back to your publicist and go, why did you put me on this woman's show? Okay. The other question is, did you know how to drive, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Do you know how to drive an automatic and a stick shift?
I do.
I
Yeah,
knew it.
I do.
I knew it. I just knew you did. Okay.
Yeah, and even pulling a trailer.
I
So,
believe it. That's because
Yeah.
you're tough.
Yeah, I can't back up a trailer.
Can you drive
Not
a big rig?
Not an 18-wheeler, but I have driven a big flatbed, and and also like forklifts, and I've driven those before as well.
I imagine I could see that. I could totally see that.
Yeah.
You wear a hard hat too, right? Do you wear a hard hat when you use all your tools?
It's only sometimes, but no. But it is pink, and I have pink gloves, so I'm doing the whole pink thing. That way, no men will grab them. They.
Melanie wants to know if you can drive a school bus.
Oh no, never have done that.
Interesting. Me and neither. Just so you know, I've never driven a trailer. I don't drive stick shift. I don't wear a pink hat. I have pink. I don't have. Well, do I have pink gloves? I might.
Okay.
I'm trying to be like you, Mary. Okay, wait. Okay. So when you took your driver's test, did you pass it the first time? Do you remember?
I think I did the writing one. I did not, but driving one I did. Yeah,
That's good.
I'm on less,
Gotcha.
less. Missed. Yeah,
It's very important info.
yeah.
All right. Do you like eggs?
Occasionally, yeah.
So are you the type of person that when you take your eggs out of the fridge and you take them out of the carton, you actually rearrange the eggs, or what do you do?
Oh no. I just grab them wherever.
Really? There's no systematic way you take them out because you're
No
hungry,
system for me.
Really?
If it was my husband, yes, it would be very systematic, and they would all go back in perfectly. But yeah, no, I'm just grabbing whatever.
That's part of the chaos inside you, isn't it?
Say that again.
Like that's the chaos inside. You don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad you laughed because that was supposed to be funny. Okay, so when you crack the eggs and the shells and the beautiful egg comes out, because it is beautiful.
Yes.
What do you do with the shells?
Stack one on top of the other and carry them to the trash.
You are the first stacker I've ever had.
What do you do?
Well, initially, before I started asking people this question, by the way, I should tell you the origin of this question because it's funny.
Okay.
The guy that came up with this question is a psychologist that I follow on Facebook. I actually play pickleball with this guy. He's a weirdo. Anyway, but anyway, he observed how people deal with eggs, right? Shells, what kind of egg person are you? And I thought, you know what, that is a great question to ask people.
Wow.
So when I initially started asking people the question, when I did it, I threw the egg shells in the garbage disposal. But then all these people in my audience told me, no, that's the horriblest thing you could do ever. You're never supposed to do that. It will ruin your garbage disposal. And so then I felt guilty. Yeah. I'm just saying, I felt totally guilty. Like, hey, And so then, lots of people started saying that they would throw them in the trash. But see, I have this weird thing. Don't judge me. I know you are. But I can't throw the wet eggshell in the trash. I just can't do it. So I actually leave it on my stove until it dries out. And then I throw it away.
Funny.
Isn't that weird?
That is, it's different. So what does that mean? Has your psychologist figured out what that means?
I don't think so. I haven't brought it up yet. I've been too nervous to talk to him about it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe hang on to that one for a while, huh?
Okay, so how's that tie into your book? It has to somehow, right?
Wow, you are throwing me some zingers.
No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to.
Wow,
Right?
I got nothing. Well, some people, and I used to do this,
Yeah.
eggshells on my roses. That's supposed to be good for your roses.
I've actually had a lot of people say that they compost and actually give the eggshells to dogs so that they can eat them for
Oh,
calcium, actually.
funny.
And I have 2 dogs. I haven't actually tested it on the one that likes to eat anything in sight, but I should. I should find out if he would be willing to eat an eggshell.
Wow, that'd be a little rough.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm thinking it'd be a little rough.
But they're dogs, they eat weird stuff.
Anything, yes.
Yeah.
First.
So in your book, do you have because I haven't seen it yet, do you have like questions at the end of your book, like chapter, like how is it,
Yeah, well, so it is set up like a devotional. It's 70 chapters and I have 7 different phases.
Okay.
It starts with a scripture and then it has, I always start with a story about construction. And then I tie that in with a spiritual lesson and then I end with a prayer and not every chapter, but a lot of chapters have questions that just help you to take that lesson and to apply it. And so it's very practical. And, it teaches in a way that Christ taught using parables. He would take a physical action that, everybody knew, farming, planting, construction, and tie in a spiritual concept to that just to bridge that gap and to make it applicable. So kind of trying to follow him since he's the master and doing that. But yes, the lessons are very applicable. But so it is a devotional, but it also is like a remodeling guide because it really takes you step by step and teaches you how to just to remodel all those areas of your life and to look like him. So, some people read it every day. Some people read big chunks of it, every now and then whenever they can. And so it can be used as a devotional. I think it could be used in a women's Bible study group or, some sort of women's group. So it's kind of flexible.
Cool. Now you mentioned there's 7 stages. What are they? The
7 phases.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I have to put the glasses on for this.
That's okay.
So phase 1 is using the right tools for the job.
Okay.
The body is foreman, apprentice under the Holy Spirit, Christ-like attitudes, and that kind of breaks down all the Beatitudes. Be transformed and not conformed. Build through good weather and bad because life is full of good and it's full of bad. And then the final phase is building through to completion and to the final inspection. And that final inspection is when we stand before the judgment throne and, Christ says, well done, faithful pink tool belt builder, enter in. And until we hear that, we need to keep building. We just can't stop building.
Very cool. Is there a woman in the Bible who you are like, you think?
Oh, wow.
Because I think you're kind of like Martha.
Oh, yes, I am a getter doner, as they say in Tennessee. I do often put my game face on and get things done, and slowing down, listening, and being still is not my first nature. So Martha, that is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a compliment, though. Just so you know.
Well, thank you.
It's meant to be anyway. Hope you don't feel insulted by me.
I receive it. I do receive it.
Yeah,
so,
no.
yeah.
See, when I think about Mary and Martha, I know your name's Mary, but when I think about those two, mainly because I've been reading about them lately, I think about Mary like Martha was very kind of like, hey, Lord, how come you didn't like save my brother Lazarus? You could have saved him. And there's no indication that she cried or anything. And I'm not saying you're not a crier, but the impression I get is that, you know, you get stuff done because you're a carpenter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is there any other woman in the Bible you resonate with?
Oh, wow. I don't know that I do, but I've always just loved the story of Esther. So I'm not answering your question the way you're asking it, but I just always loved that story of Esther. I think I'm a romantic in my heart. Romance gets me, and that's a beautiful story. And that woman, she was a strong woman. And she said, if I die, I die. You know, I'm going to do what the Father asked me to do. So,
yep.
I admire her.
I love her too, actually.
Yeah.
Hadassah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. How about, can I ask you a question? Can we turn it around?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, who's do you connect with? Who resonates with you?
In the Bible, as far as women?
Yes. Yeah.
I would say there are a couple. One of my favorite stories happens to be the woman who wept at Jesus's feet and wiped his feet with her hair.
Yeah.
There's just something about that story in me that there's a sense of internally that's how I feel a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
I've had people tell me that I remind them of what's that couple Bareface we get compared to all the time?
Aquila and Priscilla?
Yeah, Aquila and Priscilla. Priscilla's the woman, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a couple in ministry, and so often people, Randall and I, because we do a lot of stuff together, a lot of people have actually said that about me, but I actually resonate with Esther as well, and Deborah a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
I think those are the pretty strong women.
Yes.
And now that I know I'm a little bit Jewish, you know, who knows, you know.
Yes, that's so neat. Wow.
Yeah. So, you have any other questions?
Well, let me ask you this. Since I'm kind of new to listening to you, do you celebrate the feasts?
Well,
or does that appeal to you since now you are Jewish?
Well, I just found out I was Jewish like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I haven't actually, but you know what's interesting, and this is the weird thing how God does stuff, you know. He, Ariel Ministries has been in my life for 25 years, because I know Arnold and Marianne who founded the ministry, and so I've had a lot of the Hebraic the Hebraic understanding of the Bible. I get that,
cool.
But I've never really studied it as a Messianic believer would. But I'm having a guy named Rabbi Model Balston on the show again in next month. And he's going to be talking about Hanukkah and all the feasts and stuff like that, and how, you know, Gentiles or Christians or whatever you want to call us. Because I'm probably more Gentile than I am Jewish. But anyway. So yeah, I haven't actually observed them because I didn't really know because I was Jewish. But now that I'm Jewish, I'm going to. But you know what else is weird too is I actually for a long time hung Israeli flag outside my house with my American flag.
Oh wow, that was really neat. So somewhere in your spirit you knew.
Who knew? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's really neat.
It's the weirdest thing. And I have a Hebrew ring I wear, but I'm not wearing it right now. But usually I wear because I went to Israel once.
You did. I've never been there. I want to go.
You'll be there eventually.
Yes, we will. Can't wait for that one.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So, was there a surprise when you were writing the book? Because you know, hey, you didn't have to write a book, but you did.
Yeah. I'm surprised at how hard it is. Not only the writing process, but now, getting it edited and going through, all of that whole process, and now marketing it. I'm a more of a creative brain, so this marketing side overwhelms me. But I think the pink tool belt. I think us women as a whole, we're all DIYers.
Mm-hmm.
We all have our long list of things we want to remodel in our homes. So I think that the pink tool belt is a really good hook, and so it is taking off. People are really receiving it well, and it's helping a lot of people to be more like Christ, and that's exciting. So
yeah,
I just love that.
I think that rocks, and I think the DIY industry is huge.
Yeah.
In fact,
yeah, it really is huge. That's all I watch actually on TV. Box and DIY.
There you go. Well, I actually bought 5 cans of spray paint today.
You did?
Yeah, because tomorrow I'm gonna make my own Christmas cards.
Oh wow!
But I feel tough that I bought spray paint.
Yes, absolutely. Are you going to walk us through that process?
I might actually. I might do a Periscope on it tomorrow.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will be tuning in.
Will you? Okay, I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Because it's going to be this will be very interesting. Okay, like for example, you might know this because you're a carpenter, because you know lots of stuff. But like, here's the thing. Okay, you get a bucket of water. And then you take spray paint and you spray it in the water. And then you spray more spray paint of a different color in the water. And then what you do is you mix it up with your wood thing, because, that's your thing. You need to do that. And then dip your paper in it and pull it out.
Wow.
And then set it out. And then it should look really pretty. Like, for example, this. Here, I'll show you. It should look something like that.
Oh, how cool is that?
See? Or...
what kind of paper is it?
Or like this. Well, no, actually that's painted. Or like this one, like that.
Oh, that is really neat.
So I didn't do these ones, but a friend of mine did. This is actually, I don't know. It's a little bit heavier paper, but I've never done it before, so I'm going to do it tomorrow. Because I don't have a big family. It's just me and Randall, and I'm just going to stay home and eat ribs tomorrow. And make a Christmas card for everybody. But that's what I'm going to do. But I bought paint.
Sounds like fun.
I hope so. We'll find out how messy it is.
Yeah. There's that.
Yeah. Okay, our show is almost over. So, Mary, go ahead and tell everybody where they can get your book for free, and I have international listeners like in Australia, Canada, other places. Do you ship internationally for the book if they wanted to?
Oh, I sure will. If you give me your address, I will ship it out. So marydodd.com, MARYDODD, bunch of D's.com. Take you right to my website, and there is a buy button, and it'll take you to the email part. So just leave me your email, and I will send you a book as soon as I can.
There you go. You hear that, everybody? That is your Thanksgiving gift from Mary.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Well,
share it with your friends. That would help me so much, and I would really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, and don't forget, if she sends you a book, then go to Amazon and write a review.
I would really appreciate that too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because that's the least you could do. Just saying, people, helping a new author. This is your first book, right? Or no?
Yes, it is. Yep. My husband and I have a marriage book coming out next year. It's in the process. It's going through editing, called Remodel Your Marriage. So look for that as well.
Okay. So when you do that one, you want to come back?
I would love to come back. We'll put you on the list. I appreciate it so much.
Are you kidding me? You're so fun. Okay.
Well, good.
All right. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for Mary before we leave? I'm just looking at all the hearts here. There's lots of people giving you hearts.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, they are. Wait, here. I'll show it to you. Try not to drop this. See all that?
It's a little blurry. Oh, I do see it. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
I hope you enjoy the book.
Yeah, I hope you guys all get it. Oops. And wait, hold on a minute. I'm going to try not to hurt myself. There, I did it. No questions? Okay. All right. Well, tomorrow, just so y'all know, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, in case you didn't know that, people. If you're listening to the archive and it happens to be not Thanksgiving tomorrow, then you listen to it obviously on the wrong day, or actually on Thanksgiving. Anyway, the point is, is November 23rd, I'm not broadcasting. Well, I might, but I'm not going to do a regular show, just so you know. And wait, so we will be back on Friday, or as we like to call it, Fry-yay. Even though that irritates Bareface, it's all right. You know, he's a stick in the mud. Anyway, we'll be back on Friday for our Free for All Fry-yay show, where we get to talk about whatever we want, unlike every other day when we're on here. Just so you know. Okay, don't forget you can go over to BibleNewsRadio.com. You can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. By the way, I did an Instagram story earlier today. You should go check it out. Snapchat. YouTube. Hey, yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that. And my podcast channel. Yeah. Anyway, if you click the link there in our Periscope thingy, all you gotta do is go follow all the links there. All right. So I want to thank you like I always do, and I want to remind you like I always do to be bold, to stand up, and to go with God because he loves you. He does.